Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our lecturer and fellow friends. My name is Fairuz Ashikin and my partner for this presentation is Nurhana Nadira. Today we will continue with the next chapter, which is chapter 5, Stress and Safety. It is related to the workplace stress, or we can call it as psychological hazard. Work stress, whether due to the information overload, work pressure or other causes, it is an unhealthy factor that can lessen a worker productivity. Therefore, all the managers should handle it wisely. According to a research, almost 35% of workers said their work can cause to emotional and health problems, while another 45% concluded that their stress can affect their personal life. So, what is workplace stress? Workplace stress is an undesirable human reaction to social, occupational, or environmental stimuli, such as work overload, unstable work, insufficient information, and excessive demand, which can lead to distress. But there is also a positive type of stress that can encourage the worker to be more aggressive, so it can increase their productivity, which called eustress. Eustress here means the worker experience moderately and is capable of motivating the other people to achieve their goals and succeed in completing their tasks. There are few of benefits of eustress and effect of distress. The benefits of eustress can be divided into two, which are performance and health. The eustress can motivate the worker to work harder and enhance their physical strength and health through the better blood circulation due to the ineffective cardiovascular system. Also, eustress can enable them to fully focus on the task that being performed. The next is effect of distress, can divided into two, which are individual and organization. For individual, can divided into three, which are psychological effect. The second is disease, and the third is behavioral effects. For psychological effect, the distress can make someone or the worker being depression and fatigue. For the disease, the distress can make the worker have a heart disease and stroke. And the last is behavioral effect. The distress can make someone or the worker can be violence and abuse of power. So, it is for the individual effect, while for the distress, for the effect on the organization, it can be through absenteeism, high turnover rate, decline in quality and productivity, and the last is can increasing in compensation claim, where it due to the accident and work-related stress. I will continue with the next slide, which is source of workplace stress. There are two types of workplace stress, which are work-related stress and non-work-related stress. For the work-related stress, first is physical working condition. Second is work overload. Third is role ambiguity, lack of feedback, personality, and the last is role conflict. For the physical working condition, for example, the company do not provide the safe or suitable working condition for their workers to do their job. For example, the company do not provide the the right equipment and tool for their workers. Second is lack of feedback. For example, the supervisor or the top management do not open the feedback to their workers. So the supervisor and the top management do not know what kind of problems that might be faced from their workers during their job. The last is role ambiguity. Some employees might face this kind of stress because they did not know the specific kind of their responsibility to do their task, because of they did not get enough information how to do about the job from their supervisor or the management. For non-work related stress, the example of source is personal lifestyle and family problem. For example, for the family problem, because of the long working hour can lead to make the worker feel uneasy and stressed because they feel that they have neglected their family responsibilities. So this kind of problems can lead to the distress. The next slide is about human reaction to workplace stress. There are 5 human reactions, which are subjective, organizational, psychological, behavioral, and cognitive. For subjective, the reaction is like anxiety, aggression, and guilty. For the organizational reaction, the workers will react such as doing absenteeism and poor productivity. For the psychological, the reaction is increasing in heart rate and increasing blood pressure too. For the behavioral, the reaction is being prone to accidents and trembling. And the last is cognitive, which is the reaction is inability to concentrate to the work and cannot make the decision well. There are 3 stages of human response, which are alarm, the second is resistance, and the third is exhaustion. For this first stage, which is alarm, it occurs when the stress of a threat is sensed. It is characterized by pallor, sweating, and increasing heart rate. This alarm stage is usually short. It prepares the body for whatever action is necessary. Next is when the stress is maintained, the stage of resistance, which is the second human response, is initiate greater physical response. The alarm symptom will disappear, and the body begins to adapt to the stress. The capacity for adaptation during this stage is limited. And the last stage of the human response is exhaustion. With sustained stress, the stage of exhaustion is reached. This stage is demonstrated by the body failure to adapt to the continued stress. Psychosomatic disease such as gastric ulcer and autoimmune disorder may appear during this stage. So you can know that from the first stage, which is alarm stage, usually in a short time, When it's come to the second stage, which is a resistant, it is limited. But for the exhaustion stage, um, many diseases such as psychosomatic disease will appeal to the someone body that feel the distress.
For symptom at the workplace have three. First is physical symptom, second is general attitude symptom, and third is general attitude at the workplace. For first is physical symptom. On physical symptom, we will feel quickly breathing, our throat will dry, our body temperature will high, our hair will shaving, and we will feel anxious because we always think about our problems, and our body will feel uncomfortable, and we will feel restless because we don't have enough sleep. Or second is attitude in a general. Attitude in a general are divided into three. First is feeling, second is difficulties, and third is loss. On feeling, we will feel always feel worried and sulking with other people. We will feel like we are being betrayed by others. Will make misunderstanding toward others, and lastly, the problem that we have are not able to solve. Okay, second is difficult. On difficult, we will difficult to concentrate on our job. Second is we difficult to think about the solution that we have made, and lastly, we are difficult to make the decision, the right decision. Lastly, for loss, we will loss of our creativity to solve our problem, to or to complete our works. Second is we lost our interest to other to our job. Second, third is we easily give up because we are not find our solution, and our interaction between other individual are getting differ. At the workplace, they have several causes why stress arise. First is low job satisfaction. Second is our job performance are decreased because of we lost our energy to working. Third is we loss of interest to communicate. We are hard to making decision. We have no creativity and innovative to solve our problems. And lastly, concentration on non-productive jobs and responsibilities. There have several ways how to measure our stress at the workplace. First, subjective rating. Second is psychological technique, and lastly is behavioral time sharing. Subjective rating is any rating that a person give on a subjective reaction or opinion based on their feeling, desire, and priorities. This rating are usually use a Likert scale. Okay, next is psychological technique. These techniques are designed to assess activity in a variety of a bodily system. These measurement techniques are usually like fMRI and hormone analysis. And lastly is behavioral time sharing. These are the example of subjective rating and psychological technique. There have four stages of impact of our work stress. At the first stage, we will feel loss of energy and concentration to do works. Second is having a doubt about our personal capabilities. Third is unsettled feeling. Fourth is overloading of our extra works. At the second stage, we will tired and worries. We start blaming on other people at this stage, and we will feel like we are betrayed by people that we trust. Okay, next stage, our anger cannot control. We are directly affected. Our problem feeling are increased, and we are having a less commitment to ourselves. And lastly, our responsibility will be decreased. And at the final stage, we are give up of our problem because we can find the solution, and it will give impact on our health. And second is the feeling of failure are conquered to ourselves. And lastly, high the level of individual will getting high because the problem are not settled. They have several ways how to manage our stress. First, we must know the cause of the stress. Second is try to avoid the stress. third is do activity that we like. Fourth is having a exercise. Next is organize our daily job routine, have a enough stress, eat a balanced diet, go on vacation with a friend and family. In a Islamic perspective, we must make sure that we have a healthy spiritual, our faith is decent, we reduce the stress, and the best treatment is do a daily ritual. Next is you can build or create the healthy competition among others, and return feed the inner doubts. That's all for us. Thank you.